zazi nalamibala izotywe phaya. That means the power of imagination iyasebenza. Ingqondo yakho kufuneka uyisebenzise icinge izinto ezi-right because une-mystery hidden kwi-power of imagination. Uyazi ndingumuntu othanda ukubukela eza channels 181, 182, 183 eza channels ze-animals. Kulapho ndiyibona khona isebenza kakhulu this power of imagination. Ingonyama izawubona ibuffalo or i-elephant iyi-one. Already iyazisikela isteak phaa kulaa elephant. Isibone isteak enositya phaya, but ibone into yoba I can't do it alone. I must gather other lions so that isizoyisebenza le nto. Ngexesha izijulayo phezu kwebuffalo okanye lion already seyizimajinisha isiya that stake. Ndiphinde ndibe ndize apha i-power of imagination iyenzeka xa kuthiwa abantwana amagama. Uthi umntana akho ngunomthandazo. Already you imagining your daughter ngomthandazo. Uthi umntana akho noxolo. Already that power ikuwo. Ubona umntana akho eza umntu. Ndizo apha the area stories into endizawuthetha ngayo is making money, something that is real. And then ekuhambeni kwexesha I had a friend invite her ndihamba nandihlala nomakhulu bam yena yesabathi ndihlala ndidlala sathi ndathi liyadlula loo nto yenzeka laa nto ixesha thweni ndaya Felix College ndaya niweja kuphela ndafika endaweni ndandihlala nomazi wam ndakwisikole my cousin was a lecturer there. Ndafika ku-cousin wam ndathi ngokwisikolo tax statement yabhethela iduri elibobhatha only 200 ye obhatala 1,040 nobooks ndayijonga ibhethela ndazi mna ndifunda kwisikolo umama was just umuntu othengisa inkukhu wayephethe inkukhu ese-Estrivenda. I told myself ukuthi apha kulaa ndizazofunda I gave my statement of symbol wayo athi uya wathi ndimananga indawo ndathi ndimananga indawo usebenza apha ndabuya ndiyake ingxaki lazi emalini where will I get imali yokufunda elumko nasi lumko ifuna 200 nyaka already ibiseyiconceivile okanye ndizawufunda kwesi sikolo money onomani basebenzisa ke ipower imagination yakho hambela kuthi kube yongo yakhe all the time mna ke ndakholwe ngayo and then ndakumakaza mindset babengapheka apha I tell them about God. I wonder but I gave 410 mind where the pair of my cousin nani God istawat lebe zikolo zabaka benu istawat sasikwapha kwezinto kuthiwa ke ukuthi incledinisa ndathengo lapha iskete esinevi nami ndizela abantwana esimani bhethe ndibanisa ishete awuda buze ezithini ndasifumana utata oncinci wami wayeyistruggle i-security ezazinezinto ziphawula ndadibinisa ndayibethela ndingayibhethela ndaya kwifriend kamama eyisolokolo ngumyeni wayesebenza ezimine wandinika i-600 wathi uyibuyisa wagqiba ufunda ndine-1,000 yokuqala neyokugqibela andinayinye imali andiyazi kuyikotela yena ndihamba ndayibhethela ndarejistarisha ndandisebenzisa igama lathi uthixo uyawuzibuya because already ngqondweni kulapho ndiyimki khona kwesi sikolo ndandishala and kuzaliseka laa nto yoba ndandithe ndizaba ngumsabatha my grandmother gave me the name because ndizelwe ngesabatha but engazinto ngomsabatha yayikota yokuqala kunemali nanayo imali nanani mane ndisithi uthixo uyawuzibonela sometimes ndandilila kwibhanki ndikundimisa uthixo ndicela uthi undigoduka ndafter that nezi teaching practice ndaya ilisa iyendawo ndathatha nda-apply kodwa indlela yesikota ngalwa yini ndabizelwa yandimfunwa imali ndikana manje esapho sasephilippines didn't have money ndadecide ke ndokhangela ukhazini wami osebenza ezilasi ongekabi nazi responsibilities ndayakumiki ndafike kumngezilasi ezile okanye ndilitheni wandithemba exesha lephem ke ngoku wasebenzisana nodiphema wanika nemaloji on my way ndihayikha ndizedobheni ndazokhwela iteksi ndahayikha phezulu emotweni ndasahambe singola endleleni ndimchazele ngemeko yam kwabona i-doctorate i-medical i-professionals ndafunda ndisoyika ndingayazi noba kuza kwenzeka ntoni on the day ndazawubhala ngayo i-majors ndaya office inka-return sithi ndonegotiator into yoba ibhizinisi yakhe le-report yabalulekile xa ndifika my name was written emnyango business manager ukuba my fees have been settled. Settled by who? Settled by who? The lady ndangena ngaphakathi ndabuza ku-business manager uba ngubani obhatele i-fees wathi a certain white lady called asking about my situation and then wamxelela wacela i-bank account she paid yonke imali yesikolo andizange ndamazi up to this day uba yayingubani zange ndiphinde ndimbone Waphela unyaka ndagoduka ndasebenza. A week before izikolo zivulwe, my dad called me. Wathi usaya kwesa sikolo sabantwana bezityebi. Ndathi hayi tata, second year noba ndizohamba ndoyenzela umko ngoba kakade zonke zi-affiliated e-Unitra. That day azange ndikwazi nokuya kuloo job ndandiyenza. Ndahamba ndayokhangela usasethe wayese-observatory ndiyobuza i-result because bendiaplayile. Usasethe kwathiwa i-result izikhutshwa the following day. The following day ndafasta with my brother ndaya again. Ndafika amagama ebhalwe emnyango bonke abantu abanikwa ibhasari. Ndoyika ndaqala ko-A instead of ndiye ko-N. When I saw my name, Nyumbeka N, Bethel College, I couldn't believe. Ndifumene ibhasari. Ndayifumana ibhasari, but to put a chair on top, Bethel College, because they expensive, it was half bursary, half loan. Sasi-5 abantu babefunda eBethel. Babesubsidized nguSaset. I was the only one given full bursary. In history, I love. Andiyazi kangoba somebody who was in charge of colleges wayengumcebisi Sikhwatsha. One lady owayengowaseKapa naye questioned her ukuthi why mina ndifumene ibhasari. He said akayazi ibhodi idicide njani, but yena there's nothing that he can do. Ukutsho ukuthi nakuni bantwana besikolo abafundayo noba kunzima kangakanani na, your imaginations mazime kule nto zimi kuyo. Nayithina into esengqondweni yakho oyiphilayo ozixelele into yoba ufuna uba yiyo uza kuyenza iza kwenzeka. Ndinomzekelo nje wenyoka. Uyabona uba inyoka ibona isele or ibona impuku, iyayijonga ngqo adibane amehlo wayo. Ayibhekabheki inyoka izayibamba, but uke inyoka yawajikisa amehlo ayo asemacaleni iyasuka la nyoka. Nawe lento uyithandazelayo regardless of what, if ujonge ngqo on your own uyithandazela uyicela ukuthi uThixo uza kunika. Ndingumzekelo ophilayo, ndaba ngumsabatha because abazali bam imagine conceptualize into yoba I'm going to be a Christian, but zaba specify banzaba ngumsabatha, but ihambe hamba yalolo hlobo, and laa nto ndandiyifuna ndandi-imaginishile yahamba ngale ndlela. So ndifunile kwezinye indawo, but umzekelo waseBethel remains vivid home up until this very day. Power of imagination is great.
The power of imagination. Ayike bazalwane isiXhosa sitolikwa nithi. Sine special item esizosicula as a whole, but Caleb ngicela uze cula number 2, just first stanza and the last stanza ukusukumisa our second speaker.
sefikile emnyango eyathwala isiphambano manje abalungileyo bazobuthwa yiyo emnyango inkosi ifikile emnyango iyeza yona iyeza isifikile emnyango khona ezeni elisha sizohlala singabasha abafayo bangabhubhi kube naphakade emnyango inkosi ifikile emnyango iyeza yona iyeza yesifikile emnyango.
Sorry. So I'm going to talk about limitless imagination. Good psychology, imagination is defined or categorized into 8 types. The first one is effectuative imagination. So this one, for example, you take izinto ozaziyo. You know macaroni and cheese, ukudla, pasta. You know bread. So if you use your effectuative imagination, you would take mac and cheese and bread and make it into a sandwich. That's the type of imagination, the example here. And then we have intellectual imagination. Some call it constructive imagination. So here is, let me just read it. It says, when you are able to work from an existing plan or a definite idea and is guided towards a distinctive purpose. So there, for example, is like Noma Sabata has mentioned. Yena already she knew what she wanted to be in life. Why visualize her, and that was a goal. So then Lana, it was the intellectual imagination. Then imaginative fantasy imagination. Can I see ngezandla, a raise of hands? Who loves movies? Abobanda bathanda ama movies. Okay, who loves novels? Who loves ama series? Great. So corner this one. Some may know it, some may not know of it. It's a combination. The Hlomu book series. Abanye bayazi, there's also a TV novella now. So Ududu Busani uses imaginative imagination. Imaginative fantasy imagination. Then we have empathy imagination. This is when I put myself in your shoes and try to understand how you feel about a certain scenario or situation. Then there is strategic imagination. This one is when you have a vision of what could be. And then you also recognize and evaluate the opportunities around. So, Lapo example, it's mostly in leadership. Leadership, be it at school, I'm a prefect or school's forum, entrepreneurs at work, there's also those visionaries. Even in politics, there are visionaries. Then there's emotional imagination. So this one is concerned with manifestation of emotional dispositions and extending them into emotional scenarios. So, like a practical example, as I go along. Then the one but are my dreams, but that one I'm not going to focus on because I disagree with that. And then there's memory reconstruction, another type of imagination. So e-memory is when you are retrieving pictures in your mind of a certain period or objects or smells or someone. At Solomon, and he asked him what would he love to give him with. So Solomon already had power, already had wealth. But then he was wise enough to ask for wisdom. Mbulumbulu was pleased with the wish, and then he even blessed him even more with more wealth. There was a case. Do you remember a case of 2 mothers and 2 babies? That was King Solomon. Side note, I've just asked you to use your memory imagination. So they approached the king. The 2 moms had, I think those were infants. The one slept on top of Unana and suffocated the baby. Then the other one, Azana noticed, and then the one whose baby had passed on John Tundwana. But then they had to now go and approach Solomon because they said, so King Solomon in that situation, he used empathy imagination, emotional imagination, strategic imagination to come to a wise solution. I won't go more. Then again, let's just keep in mind I'm talking about imagination, so I hope I don't lose you. Do we know of ancient African great leaders? Sino Shaka Zulu, Walaikaya, further north. We have King Shweshwe. Okay. Do we know of Umenza Musa of Mali? Okay. So this was again a new discovery for me, believe it or not. So as I was researching trying to find out who's the richest person who ever lived or is currently living on Earth. So I read about Elon Musk, ex-South African. He's worth $219 billion. Jeff Bezos, worth $171 billion. Mark Zuckerberg, $61 billion. Bill Gates, $118 billion. This is according to a website called marker.com. This was published in 2022. Then, when they were calculating, looking at Mansa Musa, at that time, if he was living in 2022, he is worth $400 billion. And he was from Africa, which proves that we as Africans are great. So we shouldn't always believe what we read, we must just verify. So my point here is it's fruitless to just imagine and then leave it there. You need to have a plan. So if plan can be in your head, it can be practical, you can write it down, you can draw a Gantt chart, but that plan, you pray about it. However, then you don't just sit and read, you act. You give yourself timelines, you review your plan, then you celebrate your milestones, because that helps with self-motivation. Then some personal experience, still going back to imagination when it comes to the emotional part of things. During COVID-19, that was a very tough time for everyone. We had a lockdown, which just wouldn't end. So I took a conscious decision with my family and we're going to stop watching the news. My mom didn't understand, but me and my kids, we were not watching the news because it was just negativity on a daily basis. No hope was given. So we stopped, and then what I've been teaching my children is let's work on a daily basis, focus on positivity. So again, imagination. Obviously, the world we live in is, sometimes there are good days, sometimes there are bad days. Some say life is unfair. However, every morning, try telling yourself it is a beautiful day. Like today, good day outside, but it's a beautiful day. We're alive, we're healthy, we woke up, we have shelter, there's food. Some might not have shelter, but there's somewhere where they hide their heads. There's food, so there's a lot to be grateful for. And again, using your imagination of what can be and what are you going to do in order to then gain that vision. So there's other methods where you can maybe trigger imagination, because as we grow older, I think our imagination levels, they decline compared to a 2-year-old. Theirs is extremely high, the level of imagination. So we are blessed in this church, which we have the health message. So again, I'm not saying try it and don't fast, no. All I'm saying is be conscious of what you feed physically, yourself, and what you feed your mind. Try waking up in the morning, going for a walk, being physically active, not inside your yard in the garden. Go somewhere outside. No pressure, you don't have to sweat, but take a walk. Take in the sights, the smells. Look at nature. If you go maybe on a hiking trail, look at the endless views of hills. And then conceptualize God's wisdom. Then understand how powerful are we? Who gave us dominion over living things? So if we were created by such a powerful person, Nati, I think he gave us a little bit of that. So as you're walking, taking that walk, look at the birds. I'm very observant. So I look at birds, look at different shades of green in the trees, especially when it's gray. They're very vivid. Look at the birds. They fly with confidence, yet they have no mom, no dad, no aunties with them. They're living their lives to the fullest, despite their reality. The quick gets eaten. But still, it lives its life to its fullest. Watch it as it weaves its nest using grass, defying gravity. Imagine when, as a human being, what can you achieve when you compare yourself to that bird? There's a lot, unlimited, that you can imagine and actually fulfill. What has also been an inspiration was Sisibu imagination is, I once heard, there was a seminar I attended, where they said, when you dream, don't dream small. So dream of an idea that scares you. Can I really achieve that? And stick to that. And plan, imagine God. The Creator is the one who needs to be glorified, not us. And okay, I'm about to close. I've heard the bell.
So please be careful of who you share your vision with. Please, because our levels of imagination are not the same. Some people are used to just the normal status quo. It's very important to be exposed, to try new things. Go out, go to nature.
Work out. What if I give them my business proposal and they don't accept it? There's always that thing which stops you before you go. So I just want to say, you have to do it. What if it works according to how you plan? What if it falls into place the way you had imagined it? So, hlala na ucabanga ukuthi you know what, let me just try. God, are you not trying alone this time? The hand of the Lord. Just ask God to be with you as we execute our plans, as we dream bigger. Sing a song. Sing a tomorrow. Thank you so much. Sis Lulama, Sis Nosabata, Zanele, thank you, Sis. We are going to have our lesson from Obama Fani. May I ask that we stand? Sibale Matalas. Shall we pray? Help us, Lord, to keep it as we dream, as we imagine, as we try by all means to make it work. Stella was because you've always promised us that we must not fear over when we're not. Help us, of course, for my actions, word, and help us, Lord, ceasefires doctrines of as one of our sisters mentioned, it is part of our imaginations. We should also learn to be emotional and think about how someone might feel, to put ourselves in other people's shoes. As we continue, bless all the programs as it is landed and bless us as a church, not just a Christus of
God is good. And all the time. uThixo ulungile. Amaxesha onke. Ndake ndayibuza ndokuqala ukuba ngaba siyayiminisha na xa sithi uThixo ulungile na okanye mhlawumbi sitsho njengalaa nto yestation esesikolweni. Uyayiminisha na okanye mhlawumbi udlulisa ixesha na. God is good. And all the time. Thank you. The reason why we should live now is because of His goodness. The reason why we must spend is because of His goodness. Abanye bethu kangabaye eziteksini bayo hike abangena izimoto zabo. It's a blessing on its own. So God is good all the time. Siku lesson 7. Siku lesson 7. And otishara ke sometimes xa beme apha ngaphambili. Athi indima yenkumbulo ibisithini na. Thank you. Ayanda. Asibulela ithi nakwabo bancinane, in other words nakwabo abangahoyekanga okanye mhlambe abangajongolanga ntweni. Iyabakala. Nakwabo bangajongolanga ntweni. Isifundo ke uzofumanisa ukuthi njengoba sisingabe si-engage uzofumanisa ukuba ngabana apha sithetha ngoluhlu labantu ababini. Because if le verse uyayiva Matthew chapter 25 verse 34 uKristu okanye uThixo uthetha ngabo xa ebuya okwesibini abazawuhlala ngasekunene kwakhe. And ke ngoku iBhayibhile in fact ichaza ngendlela yokuba ngabana kuzabe kukhona igusha kukhona igogo. Iyavakala ne? Goats and the sheep. In a nutshell, this memory text is based on how you live your life while on earth. Indlela uziphethe ngayo ngeli xesha uphila emhlabeni. How you treated others. While you are given a chance by God. It is very crucial because ngoku kungangabonakali into esiyo, but iBhayibhile ithi xa ithe ibonakala thina sizawufana nayo. Iluka isifundo esi Matthew chapter 24 verse 34 kukhona ivesi ke eziye zalandela before le vesi njengoba silela ku-34 ichaza ngoKristu ebuye kwesibini kukho ingelosi phambi kwakhe in fact efini and ichaza zonke izinto bangabana zonke izizwe ziyakubambazela phambi kwakhe izichaze zonke and then ngokufike ime ithi ngqi apha ku-34 ichaze ngoluhlu lwabantu ababini abazabe benapho xa uKristu ebuya okwesibini. Into endihluphayo okanye mhlawumbi ekufanele sizibuza yona uyazi iBhayibhile xa ithetha ngezi verses ithi he shall gather the sheep on his right hand but the goat